Live around the world with that spa girl, Candy. It's time for Spa Brunch, whisking you to fab retreats and stealing their secrets for your nail. Where's that spa girl chilling today? Candy?
Hey y'all, it's Candy. Welcome to Spa Brunch. So I hope y'all had a wonderful Halloween. I don't know about you, but I always hate trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. There's so many costume possibilities. But, you know, if all else fails, you could totally do the spa thing thanks to Pharrell Williams and his Happy album. Well, I think it's actually called The Girl or something like that. But I don't know if you've seen the cover, but it's a group, it's him, and then there's like 4 other people all just dressed in white robes and sunglasses. So how easy is that? I mean, that's like the perfect spa rocker Halloween costume. Just robes, your dark sunglasses, maybe something underneath just in case it's windy out, and you're all set. And then if you wanted to make it even better, you could like carry like a little boombox or something with your phone and be playing like Happy in the background, and then make everybody really insane, because I know we've all heard that song like 50 million times, right? But I still love it. I don't care. But anyway, no matter what you went for as Halloween, I have got actually a little ghost story for you this week on Spa Brunch. But before we get to that, I want to remind you to first sign up for the Brunch Bliss list. Everyone that's registered is going to get a free copy of our Spa Brunch Holiday gift guide. That's one of the things that y'all are always asking me about, especially the holidays are Christmas is 50 days away. Is that not scary or what? I heard that and I'm like, oh my God. And we all know that some of those people on our gift list, especially the ones that need it the most, it always seems like, they don't really, even if you give them a spa gift certificate, they won't use it. Not that you shouldn't try, but I think it's kind of fun to give like a holiday gift certificate and then some do it at home, kind of things to kind of to add to that. So just in case they end up not making it to the spa, there's definitely a little bit of relaxation for them. I always think that's the best thing to give a host or hostess, especially with all the parties and things coming up. But anyway, we'll forget about that for now. But be sure to sign up for the Brunch Bliss list if you want a copy of the gift guide, which I hope you do. And we're having a lot of fun creating it, a lot of fun things to share with you. Some of the things from our iSpa episodes, which we've just published the skincare one, but we've also got 2 more coming up. And then there's going to be a few video clips on our Spa Brunch YouTube channel. But back to our story. We went to Los Alamos, California. Now, actually, it didn't really start out to go that way, to go there. What actually happened is I was looking for a place in Solvang because I've lived in California for a few years and keep hearing about Solvang, and it's really neat, and you've got to go check it out. Looked it up and was looking up B&Bs. It's very kind of Midwestern-y, like a Midwestern place this place came up. It was called the Victorian Mansion, and it was a bed and breakfast, but it wasn't in Solvang. It was actually in a little town called Los Alamos, and Los Alamos is like, there's sort of like a little trifecta, like in that whole Santa Ynez area of little towns and escapes that you can get to from LA fairly easily. I thought this just looks so charming, and not only charming, but really funky too at the same time. It had, on the website, it said that it had themed rooms. There's like a pirate room, a Roman room, a 50s room, an Egyptian room. And it sounds kind of like Vegas-y, cheesy, and I was like, I don't know, but you always want to try something different. And the more I looked up about this Los Alamos place, it looked so just like a retreat, just quaint, almost like an old Western kind of town. There are some cool things to do. That means that in Santa Ynez, there's loads of wine tasting rooms, but I don't drink a ton. I'm a lightweight, and I don't want to be too far away from my hotel if I'm out drinking something. And also, I just wanted to go somewhere I always like to try to find new places. I mean, Solvang's awesome. There's tons of places there. But Los Alamos and this Victorian Mansion just sounded perfect. And not only that, because there's not really a lot of spas up that way. They do like a whole spa package kind of thing, where when you arrive, or you can do it, schedule it for any time really, but you can schedule like a couples massage. They'll bring rose petals to your room, they have in every room, they have these like super deep hot tub baths. And the whole thing just sounded great. So it's a place without a spa, but you can still create that kind of spa experience. And so I was just super excited. And not only that, when I looked it up, you know how when you find a really cool place and then it's all booked up, it's just like the worst, right? It's such a letdown. Well, there were only 2 rooms. Well, there was basically 1 room available for each night that we wanted to stay. And that meant that we got to experience 2 different rooms. One was the Roman room and one was the pirate room. And it was something else that was really cool about the whole experience. Like, they were just so welcoming. The owner, Rod, actually, I had sent him an email just to see if it was okay if we did, because usually they have a 2-night room minimum. And he called me himself the next morning, and he wasn't even in town. He was like in the Bahamas or somewhere. And we drove there. We went for a long weekend. It was about 2.5 hours, just a gorgeous drive, especially once you get like past, even though it's pretty up to Santa Barbara and everything, once you get past Santa Barbara and you're on the back kind of off the main freeway, it's windy, it's hilly, green. It reminds me like of Tuscany. There's like this beautiful lake called Lake Cachuma that you drive past. And lots of it was just incredible, really gorgeous. It'd be really pretty to bike around there too. But we got there, no trouble. And the funny thing was, when we pulled into the town, it looked like a ghost town. Not that I had any clue that I was going to have like sort of a supernatural experience while I was there, but when you drove in, because basically it's like, when you get off the freeway onto an exit, and you just drive past like, I don't know, a few little buildings, and then it just turns into like country roads. Well, that's what this did. And we literally drove right through it, right past the hotel, right through everything. And we were like, did we miss it? So we turned around, went back, and there it was. And it was literally like, 3 restaurants, the hotel. There's also another hotel there, the Union Street Hotel, and everything is really kind of that clapboard, like old frontier kind of Western decor and vibe. And then we were just thinking, oh my gosh, my boyfriend and I were just like, oh no, what is this place? So we were really skeptical. And I was thinking, oh my God, what have I gotten us into? Another one of my bright ideas. So we get out the car and go up. The Victorian Mansion is definitely Victorian. It's really pretty, and it's Victorian in that old 1800s style that just fits right in with the kind of saloony kind of detail and atmosphere in the rest of the town. The innkeeper showed us our room, and I actually hadn't told my boyfriend that I had scheduled these massages, and I'm trying to kind of hurry the tour, which is kind of a shame because it's really cool. When you arrive there at the Vic, your innkeeper takes you to your room, and then because it's not only themed, but it's just so cleverly done. The bathroom's hidden, and like in the Roman room, it's behind a bookcase. It's all about secret doors. I've got a little video I'll put up so you can check it out. You can see it for yourself how cool it is. So the bathroom's hidden, the TV's all behind, like usually panels, and you really don't know where it is. And she took us into the Roman room, and it was so cool. It was really, there was like a big giant tub. The tub was so deep that you could literally stand up in it, and it was like almost chest high. That's how deep it was. So really fun bath time. I was really looking forward to bath time because I love baths anyway. And it was just so cool. There was the bed was a chariot. So a chariot, and it's not just like a flimsy kind of cheesy, like it could have been cheesy really, but it was a very luxurious themed experience because the quality of everything was so wonderful. Like in the bathroom, the tiles had these murals painted on them of like, gladiators. And then the bed, the chariot bed was, it was solid. I think that she told us it weighed like 1,000 pounds. It was something crazy, like 1,000 pounds. And the story behind the Vic is really neat too, because it was somebody, way back in the 1800s who was a worker who built it as like housing for the workers in the on the farms and the fields. And then this dude bought it and decided that he wanted to have a themed hotel. And he actually started building the hotel. He's the one that brought in all these incredible pieces of decor and object. But what happened was, a lot of times on a huge project, as you know, can happen. He quit building it. He got older, and he kind of quit. And he finished it, but he then passed away. So he didn't really quit, I suppose, but he built it as long as his health allowed. Then he got sick, and then he passed away. And it actually was and it was sold to another woman who owned the other hotel, the Union Street Hotel. She bought it. Then that was just too much for her to handle. It became dilapidated, and it was going to be torn down for apartments. And this incredible guy, Rod, saved the hotel. He had stayed there and had loved it, and he heard about that it was going to go into foreclosure, become apartments, and he bought it and had it restored, and now it's this really cool destination, and it gets booked weeks and weeks in advance, especially if you're going there during any kind of like the wine season. Definitely book way in it as far in advance as you can. But anyway, back to our visit. The innkeeper's giving us our guided tour, showing us that even it's really so crazy. It's so detailed as to even the CDs and DVDs like in the room match the theme of the room. So there was like Ben-Hur as one of the DVDs you could watch. It had all this different Roman themed music. Really, really fun. But my whole time in my mind, I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, the massage people are going to be here any minute. We have to get ready. And then the innkeeper just lets the cat out of the bag and says, oh, I guess I better let you all go and get ready because the massage therapist will be here soon. And my boyfriend was really excited about that. I was happy, thank goodness, because sometimes he's not always on board with all my crazy schemes. And I just thought after that long drive, you never know how LA traffic's going to be. It would just be the perfect way to kind of start with a whole relaxed vibe to the weekend. And I was so right. And the massage therapist arrived, and they had their own tables. They set up their tables in the room, put candles out, and then we changed into our robes, and the girls just did a fantastic job. Sometimes when you get a massage that's not from like your regular person, you never know what you're going to get. And it's not always, when you get a massage somewhere else, it's not always as good, but this was incredible. The gal who was my therapist, and I wasn't sure about, how the whole thing would work with them bringing their tables and everything, but their tables are really comfy. And the gal I had was like, she did definitely some kind of Thai things. It was so amazing. It was a 90-minute couples massage that we had. And oh my gosh, but they did different things. They asked us kind of like what our ailments were, anywhere that we wanted them to focus on. And one of the things that my gal did that was fantastic was like my hands. She did these really cool hand massage and wrist massage, which I had never felt anything like it. She kind of went in between each finger where the webbing is and like did this crazy massage in the webbing. And my fingers and hands are always crazy sore from being on the computer and typing, and as well as my upper back and neck. And she could just pick out my trouble spots, and she just went right to it. So she used a lot of like acupuncture kind of stuff. And she also did this thing where she kind of held my feet. This sounds really kind of funky, but she held my feet and then kind of like was shaking me. Like, so my whole body was kind of shaking. And she also did it, like she went up my whole body and kind of just like put her hands on each side of me and just kind of wiggled me back and forth, like just like jello, just, just kind of like it was like I was wiggling. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just kind of like I was shimmying almost, but laying on the massage table completely relaxed. And I'd never had that done before during a massage. But now it is the crazy part. After they leave and we went out to dinner and we were totally relaxed. I mean, my boyfriend, ladies, if you want to surprise your guys, if you want to surprise your girls when you go away, do this. Schedule a massage for when you arrive. Maybe make it, a few hours after you're scheduled or something, so that you won't be like me and kind of be all worried that you're not going to make it on time if your travel gets delayed somehow. And so anyway, so we went to dinner, came back, we got in our robes, had a bath, just a really luxurious evening, had some of the wine. They have like regional bottles of wine in all the rooms, and we were just totally chilled. Well, we decide to go to bed, and we climb up into the chariot, and the sheets, this is what keeps it from being cheesy, the sheets were fantastic. They were probably 300, 400 thread count, really soft and crispy. And the bed, oh my God, I don't know what kind of mattress they have on that thing, but it was just one of those ones where you climb up and you just, sink into it, but not too far. It was just to die for. And we lay down, we're just kind of looking at our phones and stuff before we go to sleep. And all of a sudden, the bed like shakes. Now, mind you, this is like 300, 400 pound bed. I mean, it's like solid, heavy wood. It's not like some cheesy bed that's really lightweight that could shake it, like if a train went by or something. But it just like shook, like almost like if you went to like a no-tell motel and put coins in the in one of those beds and had a vibrating bed. It was like that. And I look at Kevin. I'm like, oh my God, did you feel that? And he's like, yes. And we're thinking, well, maybe there's a train, or something. And then we kept thinking, no. And both kind of thought, well, maybe it was just our imagination. So I lay back down, and all of a sudden the bed starts shaking again. Like really, I mean, it was probably, I don't know how many seconds, but it definitely was probably 10 seconds, which seems like a lifetime when there's something happening and you don't know what it is. And it was just shaking and vibrating. And I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately got my phone and I'm looking to see, is there an earthquake? Because in California, that's the first thing you think, right? I looked at my phone. Is there an earthquake? No. No earthquakes. I looked up, all the apps, looked online, looked on Twitter. No earthquakes. And I don't know, I was just really freaked out. We were actually both so kind of freaked out. We put our robes on and went outside, and we went out in the hallway. We were looking around. We thought, what is going on? Well, we looked under the bed. We were like, what is happening? Long story short, we couldn't figure out what had happened. I even, the next day, I thought, it wasn't because we were so tired, really. And the next day, I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, I wonder if it's haunted. Like, I'm not really a big believer in supernatural things, but I don't know. I just thought I'll just look it up. So I looked up the hotel or the inn and haunted, and there was a reporter in Chicago who had done a story on it and said she had experienced some weird things in her room, and it was the Roman room. So get that. Now, I don't know what you make of it, but what I make of it, what was really funny was that I was thinking, that massage therapist did that crazy, vibrating thing to me. And as she was doing it, I was telling her how great that felt and that I'd never had anyone just kind of shake loose my stress like that. So my take on the whole thing is that maybe this ghost saw that, if there is a ghost or whatever happened, and decided to mimic it. I don't know, but whatever happened, it was really, it wasn't scary. It was just freaky because we couldn't figure out what it was. But it was definitely, I would say that's probably one of the strangest things that's ever happened to me on one of my travels. And I would totally go back to the Victorian Mansion for sure. I mean, we're looking forward to going back and trying out some of the other rooms, the 50s rooms, and definitely doing the whole spa package with the massage and the candles and the rose petals and things. And all I can say about this visit was, leave it to me to go to a spa and be massaged by a ghost. That's all I'm saying. And if you guys have any ideas about it, what you think, other than you think I might be crazy, I don't know, maybe I spot too much, leave me some notes in the comments. Let me know. Let me know if you've ever had any kind of unexplainable experience when you traveled. I would love to hear about it. And as for the rest of our trip to Los Alamos, it was really wonderful. It's a great place. It really is like a little getaway sanctuary. And we ended up really loving that it was really tiny and out of the way. We had some really fun. We even had a brush with a celebrity there, Emilio Estevez, who owns Bobby's Beer Emporium. He actually served us himself, which was really kind of cool. A really fun place. And because the whole area was so unique, I'll be doing one of our spa detour episodes just on the Los Alamos, Los Olivos, Solvang, Santa Ynez kind of, Wine Valley triangle, because it's really, there are other kind of spa-like fitness, health-oriented experiences that you can have there. And it'd be fun to it's really fun to combine all that with wherever you decide to stay, to kind of have your own little spa getaway when you're up there, in addition to the wine tasting, of course. But that's it for this episode of Spa Brunch. And I would thank you all for tuning in, as always. And I hope you had a fantastic Halloween. Looking forward to hearing about everybody's plans for Thanksgiving. And I'll talk with y'all later. Be sure to tune in later in the week. We're going to have another installment from our iSpa Expo experience. And also, we went to the Four Seasons in Las Vegas, the spa there, and did an episode of Spa Brunch. So we're going to be bringing that to you and getting that on the air in the next week or so. So some fun things coming up. Thank y'all. See y'all later.
Continue the chill. Get on the Brunch Bliss list at www.spabrunch.com or contact Candy at sparwithcandy@spabrunch.com. Keep tuning in for contests. You may get to spa with Candy.